Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make like an updated video about my nerve disease that I have, and I know the last video that I did was a while back. I've kind of touched base on like the depression aspect of it, and I'm sorry for the quality of this video and stuff. I'm working off my webcam, trying to save up for an actual camera, so anyways, it's just going to be me diving into how I deal with day-to-day things, just getting up and living life. So first off, I wanted to say that what I am dealing with is CRPS, which is Complex Regional Pain Syndrome. Some people might know it as RSD, and it goes by either name, just it depends on who you talk to. I have always known it as CRPS, Complex Regional Pain Syndrome, and there are two different types of it. One being one that you have like an injury or a surgery or something like traumatic that happened to your body, like a particular place, like say you had surgery like on a foot and all of a sudden it just caused pain. For me, which is the other type, it just, and I don't mean to keep saying, for me, the other type is where it just happens. And in both cases, studies have found doctors don't know why it happens or even necessarily how it happens. And why I wanted to make this video is to kind of just share my story on it, because there isn't a lot of information about this out there on the internet and stuff, and a lot of doctors don't even really know much about it. It took me a while to kind of find a doctor that kind of understood, that I am in pain, that I'm not lying about it, I'm not trying to get attention for it or from it, that I'm not making it up. And for those of you who might be suffering from it, or you're not sure of how to go about talking to a doctor or finding a doctor to help you deal with it, is my advice is to just go and talk to a doctor that you feel comfortable with, even if that means finding somebody that you feel comfortable with. It took me probably 2 or 3 doctors before I found somebody that I felt like I really felt comfortable with, and somebody that I felt like I could trust, if you will. And she knew that obviously something wasn't right, and she admitted that she knew that she couldn't properly diagnose me. She didn't know really where to start on how to help me, other than sending me to an orthopedic surgeon in my area, which the orthopedic surgeon had diagnosed me with the CRPS, but she had sent me to a larger medical center, which is about 2 hours or so away from where I live, and got a second opinion there, where the doctor had said, yes, definitely you have CRPS. And I had suffered roughly about 4 years or so with pain before I had found somebody that would listen to me. And the first year or two, I just didn't really think anything of it. I just, it started for me in my feet with like a toe going numb, and then it progressed into more toes going numb, and I just always assumed that it was like due to the cold or whatever. And then pain started happening in my feet, and I just always brushed it off as I'm on my feet at work, or, I am overweight, obviously, and just always thought, okay, it's too much weight and my feet hurt, or I'm not wearing the right shoes or something, and I always just kind of brushed it off as, something. I always made an excuse for it, and then it just progressively kept getting worse and worse and worse for me before I finally found a doctor that I felt like I could just say, hey, like something's not right. I know something's not right and it's getting worse, and I've been dealing with the pain long enough. I need help. And the first doctor that I originally had seen had put me on a medicine, starting it out at like a lower dose. And at first it did work. And as time went on, I noticed that it wasn't really working for me anymore. It wasn't really doing much for me. Um, she didn't know anything about the disease, so she just kind of brushed it off. And I ended up finding my doctor, who was just a total sweetheart and helped me out and everything. She's no longer my doctor because she moved out of the area, because I do live in a small town. And I ended up finding another doctor who kind of took her place in the office that I go to, and she also was just a total sweetheart, helping me out, figuring out different ways to help alleviate my pain or at least dull it down, as there is no cure for CRPS. And I just want to say that this, how it worked for me, for pain and everything, how it came about, is not how it is for everybody. The type of medicines that I have tried wouldn't necessarily be for everybody. So, long story short on that is just to find a doctor that you feel comfortable with, that you can talk to about it, and just go from there. And for me, how I found out was, just to make absolutely sure that that was the problem, was I had a nuclear bone scan, and what that was is they injected a dye in me, and it had gone through my body. I had to wait about 4 hours, and they did what looked like x-rays, but it kind of highlighted, not the bones, but you could see the bones, but it highlighted everything around them, like the nerves and everything, and it came back positive that I had CRPS in my feet. And so here I am 10 years later from that first diagnosis, and it has gone through my body entirely, and it's very, very painful. It's very much real. If you're suffering with it, from it, whatever, just know that you're not alone, that there are people out there that understand what you're going through. For me, it has caused horrible depression, horrible anxiety. I've been on countless medications to try to help with not only the depression and anxiety, but the pain. And, there's obviously side effects and everything else. Like, I've gained a lot of weight because of, the depression, the medicine, and everything else. And just the pain gets to you. And unfortunately, one of my ways of coping is to eat. And, I know it's not healthy, which has caused other health problems, but just know that you're not alone. There are, for instance, if you're on Facebook, you can find groups, pain groups, just you can search up different things for it, and you will find a lot of understanding people. Like today, in the past few days, I've been having a flare up, mainly in my left foot, which my feet, I think, in some ways are one of the worst places that I have the CRPS. The whole bottom side of my left foot is completely swollen and painful, which makes my whole leg have a flare up, which causes the rest of my body to hurt. And it's just, I get a lot of crap from people, for one, being on disability, and they just think that I sit home and do nothing all day, every day, which is not the case. And, I, a lot of times, yes, I'm home, but it's because I'm in so much pain that all I can do is lay there sometimes and just cry and be in so much pain that sometimes even the medicine doesn't necessarily help. And it's hard. I've had a lot of people tell me that I'm lazy, that, the pain's really not that bad, but I'm just using it as an excuse to not get up, to not go do something, to not have a life, to not go do whatever. And it's actually quite the opposite, because I would love to have a normal life. I would like a life where I wouldn't have to suffer in pain like this, to be a normal person. And it's hard. I've lost a lot of friends over this, just because I couldn't deal with listening to them just constantly berate me for whatever stigma that they wanted to hold me against. And I couldn't deal with it anymore. Um, so I've at this stage in the game, I've had to kind of like restart, if you will, with like trying to make friends, and then having depression and anxiety and having this pain is hard, and trying to find people that understand that, I want to get up, I want to do things, but I have to do it either at a slower pace, or, maybe a day or two later, or a week later, or whatever, when I'm comfortable. And I have made a few good friends, a few of which that do have the same disease that I do, and it's not anything obviously like contagious or whatever that people want to view it as. And what I just want to say to you, if you do suffer from this, or you know somebody that's suffering with it, or somebody that's in a lot of pain, not because of this disease, but they have some kind of chronic illness or depression or anxiety, is just try to be understanding, even if you don't know what somebody else is going through with pain, or if you have it. Just try to be understanding. Just accept yourself, accept that person for what they're going through. You might not. I know it's like hard to kind of like understand, but just try to be there for that person, or just try to cut out like the negativity in your life. Just accept it for what it is, but don't let it stop you from living your life. And I've turned to making videos on YouTube to try to help other people deal with this in a way that's maybe easier for them to feel like they have somebody that they can like talk to about it, or ask questions on, which I'm more than willing to answer any questions that any of you may have down in the comments, just because I've done like a lot of research, like not all the time, but like every couple of weeks I'll go on and just kind of look. And I've been around doctors and stuff enough times, and obviously I listen to my body to know, like, okay, this hurts and stuff like that. But that's just kind of like an updated video for me, not really in depth, but just kind of touching here and there on it. And if you would like, please give me a big thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And I hope that you guys have a good day, and I will see you next time. Bye.